Hello, in this video we are talking about traffic human. This group is conforming with Dana Rodriguez, Maria Mercado, and me, Diana Mercado. But when we are talking about traffic human, what consists? Well, as we all we know that this is one of the several crimes in the world, but it consists or is involved with the exploitation of human and being told to the use force, fraud, abuse, coercion, and just to obtain a kind of work or commercial service. But that is not enough because this crime involved also the labor exploitation and obviously the sexual exploitation and in inhumane situations. Also, this practice is considered a modern form to the slavery and also obviously violate several human rights. And also, this human traffic is one of the illegal business in Europe. Is more popular because where criminal, this group of criminal make um, make profits at 3 billions of dollars a year, and also is considered a business that supplies the world's most marginalization population. Also, one of the facts about this crime is because globally, one of 5 persons are beaten. If most of the part of the beaten are women and children. For example, in preferred regions or sub-regions such as Africa or the Greater Mekong, they make up the majority of trafficked people. Also, other countries like Taiwan, Chinese, this group of criminals take an advantage the about of the trafficked human to obtain the organ of the people. But what happened in Colombia? In Colombia, even the Congresswoman Jennifer Pedraza said that in Colombia there are not clear the figure or a number for victims of trafficking or sexual exploitation, nor is there an adequate budget to combat the crime. Also, the Ministry of Defense has a record about of 215 50 victims in the between 2022 and July 30 and the last year. While in the interior portfolio, they had a total of 521 between January and August of the year 2023. And in the ombud, ombudsman's office, there are 236 victims from January 2018 to July of this year. But with Maria, she wanna talk about why government don't be able to stop this crime.
Hello, my name is Maria Jose Mercado Piñeres and I'm going to talk about human trafficking. Let's start with some figures revealed by studies. 17% of human trafficking cases corresponds to sexual exploitation of women, according to figures revealed by the Ministerio de Defensa de Colombia and according to UN Office on Drugs and Crime UNODC. 17% of victims of trafficking of sexual exploitation have been promised employment, participation in pageants or modeling, and study abroad programs. The central question here is why governments have not been able to stop the proliferation of human trafficking. There are so many reasons, but these are the most damaged, those that really take part of this problematic and make it bigger. The first one is organized crime and corruption. Human trafficking in Colombia is closely linked to, organized crime, including drug trafficking and other transnational crime. The criminal networks operating and working in the country are complex and well financed, allowing them to corrupt authorities and evade justice. Moreover, most organizations are located in certain regions, such as cities and departments, where the people is very affected by this and every day try to get by. These regions are Antioquia, Eje Cafetero, Valle del Cauca, and Bogota. The second one is a lot of resource and training. Police and other security forces in Colombia often lack of the resources necessary to effectively combat human trafficking. Additionally, there is a lot of specialized training in investigation and management of trafficking cases, which make it difficult to adequately respond to this crime. Then we have impunity and institutional weakness. Institutional weakness and high level of impunity are critical factors. Many times these trafficking cases are not thoroughly investigated and perpetrators do not face severe consequence. Perpetrator the cycle of exploitation. Then we have our conflict and violence. We as Colombian citizens have grown up with these horror stories of our grandpas telling us how these arguments come to their thoughts and made them escape because they were killing people and hurt people, their family. Well, regions affected by these armed conflict, these armed groups and violence by illegal armed groups present an environment con- conducive to human trafficking. This group use trafficking as a sort of financing and territorial control, aggravating the situation in rural and difficult to access areas. Then we have insufficient police and lack of effective implementation. Although laws and police exist to combat human trafficking, their effective implementation is often poor. Therefore, necessary to strengthen these police often lack of the often face refusion of the people and making it impossible. So there is a lot too of coordination between different levels of governments. Finally, we have socioeconomic problems. Colombia is a poor country, is a reality where there are so many uh, necessities. There is poverty, unemployment, a lot of economic opportunities that contribute to many people becoming a victim of trafficking. We as Colombians always looking for a better future for our family, for ourselves, and sometimes trying to reach the success. We made wrong decisions and fall into this organization that lie us and cheat on and uh, saying just lies. So I would like to finish my intervention with this phrase. Thank you. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity by Nelson Mandela.
When we have to talk about this traffic in Colombia, it's a complex issue because it have a lot of factors. When we have about one of the causes of trafficking in Colombia, this crime is raised to socioeconomic and gender indicators that refugees and migrants in vulnerable situations may present. For example, the climate change. Colombia is one of the most difficult in climate change, according to the EDM, that the 100% of the municipalities in Colombia have some degree risk due to the climate change. In these kind of situations, make a lot of bad situation around the people that are trying to survive. The most important departments that has this kind of situation are the Cesar and the Norte de Santander, Tolima, and Caldas. That's make that a lot of people trying to survive make a lot of things completely different to his moral situation, just to have to survive. The vulnerability in Colombia don't across only the economic, the socioeconomic, and the way we live, and how we would like to live. There are, according to this, and adding the socioeconomic vulnerability, we have some statistics. According to the Dane, uh, the, in 2020, 72% of the Colombian population lives below the poverty line. That means that we have very big state across the poverty. For example, the people that has to survive, they are just 50% and the other are 14%, and that's characterized that there are very high probability of falling back into poverty. So this kind of situation makes that Colombia is one of the hard countries to live, because every single step you take can by becoming a economic bad an economic situation that makes you across you. Um, and the human traffic it's implemented to with some of migrants become to Colombia. There are 48 million of inhabitants in Colombia. That means that there are a lot of people. That migrants increased 1 million last year. That means that there are 1 million of migrants or something like that. That makes Colombia one of the countries with more migrants, and that means we have some risk about human traffic. This mobility is high across a precarious context about human traffic increase, and this happened because the vulnerability we have talked about, some statistics we touched, and these research alarming levels increase the situation. The second is the increase of the criminal action network trafficking that previously find this vulnerability an ideal location to commit these crimes. So the last year we have some migrant situation about our country brother that's Venezuela use it or could be merged in our country. Um, Colombian measures take some measures about the traffic, the human traffic. The Ministry of Interior, through the Crime Observatory of Human Traffic, collects records and systemizes related information. In addition, the OIM in Colombia implements comprehensive program to combat this kind of situation, because it's not just try to combat it in a confrontal way or in a physical way, just not like police, because there are some aspects we have to take in count the situations of the people we have around there, because how we can talk there are some vulnerability and they can take these decisions to make better his life in a very complex way. They use the crime to make better their life, and the people that are victims of this situation, they have some vulnerabilities that they try to change, and this means that after uh, out of this bad situation, there is a program. This program has the implementation of prevention strategies and assistance to victims in an institutional strategy, in decentralization of public policies against human traffic. National strategy for the fight against the human traffic in 2020-2024 has also been approved. That means that Colombia have to take some opportunities to change their reality and the reality a lot of people that are around this. Now, if we have to take about some precautions, that's very common in our home.
Mostly in girls, they take the precaution, don't be alone in the street, don't be alone in the dark, don't be alone at the night. You have to take care of yourself in a bad situation. If you have to run, run. Also, this kind of situation are pretty common in our country, Colombia, because the education in the schools about how you have to act, how you have to move, how you have to take this situation have to be common because Colombia is one of the most vulnerable countries that make that the human traffic becomes a very good factor to take online. So we have to be educated about this at the school because they have a lot of risks, warning signs, and consequences in our society. So it's very important that the human traffic change starts and our lives make better and the lives to the other. Take care about you and take care about the yours.